Hello, good morning. Hello to the Quad Squad.
It's here.
Yes, we are so excited. As you are hopping on today, let me know. And if you are not sure why I'm going live today at 10 o'clock, if you just happened upon us, then we have some happenings today, some excitement going on. We are going to be sharing and debuting and revealing our very first Quad of the Month stencil. So, yay! I have Susan and Whitney here with me, so we're gonna party with you guys. And kind of the idea is to, like I said, reveal the stencil, and then we're going to make a project. We're gonna talk about some of the items that are already in the Tailored Expressions catalog that you might even have in your own collection that would pair well with this particular stencil. And I'm going to take just a moment right now. Hopefully we've got enough people watching and listening at this point to hear that if you do not want to see the stencil yet, then this is your announcement to tune out. So close down the live. If you are one that wants to be surprised when the package arrives on your doorstep, then you'll want to stop watching probably right about now. So just a little announcement, because I know some people like to be surprised when they open up that package on your doorstep. And if that's you, then you can always come back and watch the live replay a little bit later.
That would have been me, but
that
I
was you.
See already.
Susan likes surprises, so
Good surprises, I always say that.
yes,
Only good.
only good ones. Well, I am going to connect to my comments here so I can see who's tuning in today for the big reveal. And for those of you who did subscribe for our Quad of the Month Club, we did ship all of those out yesterday. I think we got all of them out in one day.
I can't believe it.
Oh my goodness, it was quite a feat down there. There might be a couple little stragglers today, and I did see that some people had posted that they got a shipping notification with a tracking number, so hopefully that's you. If you didn't, don't panic. Give it a little bit, or maybe check your spam. Because I do think there were a few that had maybe some questions or things that needed to get worked out before they shipped out today. So that is the goal, to have them all out by the end of the day today. So they'll be on their way to you depending on where you live. You might get it a little bit sooner than others. But I'm super excited to share it with you guys and to see what you do with it too. So if you did not get signed up for our Quad of the Month Club when we had that open registration period, there's still time for you. So we will be doing the first 3 months is closed now. So that would be April, May, and June. And there's really no way to get in on that because we have closed that and we have ordered our stencils in the appropriate quantities. However, for July, August, and September, there will be another open enrollment period in June, so that if you want to, maybe you only signed up for the first 3 months and you want to extend and do another 3 months, or if you didn't sign up at all and you maybe missed the announcement, then you have an opportunity to jump in for the second half of our Quad of the Month Club. Yay!
I can't wait. I'm so excited. Everyone's giving props to the shipping team.
Oh yes, props to the shipping team for their hard work in getting these all out. Susan, if you're on the website, maybe you could confirm this for me, but John told me this morning that there is a page on our website in case you have questions about your Quad of the Month subscription or membership. It is not a subscription. If you have those questions, there is a page up. I think it's either under Connect with Us or Customer Service under that top navigation bar.
Connect with us.
Okay, it's under Connect with Us, so you can always find out more and get those details at any time about when your Quad of the Month is expected to ship, and then when we'll be doing that open enrollment period again. We have some details out there about that, so feel free to check that out. All right. Christine's a full set person, so she signed up for all 6 months. Go big or go home. I love that. I do have a special kindred spirit with all of my full set syndrome people because I am one of those too. If you give me, 55 colors of something, I want all 55 colors. Oh, yes. Susan, thank you. She says we have awesome group that were able to get all of those out yesterday. So, all right. hopefully this is going to be a fun time. Like I said, I'm going to show you the stencil here in just a couple minutes, and then we are going to craft together. So I have some projects that I've created and some projects that Susan created as well to give you a couple different looks and a couple of different ideas for current product that might already be in your collection or that you might want to add to your collection so that you can recreate the projects that I'm going to share with you. So the name of the very first stencil in our Quad of the Month Club is, drum roll, it's called Surprise Party, which is super fun and I think very fitting for our first Quad of the Month. It's a surprise. It's all about having fun and having a little party today.
We love parties.
We do. Okay. Michelle Whitney, Michelle says, I always love hearing Whitney's excitement in the background.
I can barely hold it in today. It's like I'm over here like dancing.
Yes, I love it. At Stamp Joy, Whitney's excitement was contagious. We'd give away prizes and Whitney is literally jumping up and down in the corner, like cannot wait for whoever is going to win this prize. So, all right, well, let's get to looking at the stencil, shall we? Here we are. Now, I'm curious to know how many of you maybe signed up. Obviously, everyone signed up sight unseen, but how many of you have never tried a quad stencil before? I'm curious if we have people who signed up having never used one of our quad stencils. So this is going to be an informative video for you today, if that's you. If not, of course, I have some of the same tips and tricks that I'll share as we blend this together. But let's take a look at Surprise Party. I'll flip it over here. You can see the back of the stencil packaging. We've done something a little bit different for you than our normal quad stencil packaging. And we have put inspiration, printed inspiration right there on the back. So it's easy to get ideas and kind of personalize this to your own preferences. So
we actually have Michelle who says she's never tried.
Oh,
so
good.
Already won.
Good, good. Awesome. Well, you can see the set on the left. You can get inspired by Taylor here, and over on the right side, get inspired by Susan. We have listed out the colors that were used on these specific sample projects. And then down at the bottom, we've given you some ideas of what to pair the items with in order to make these same cards that you see in the inspiration printed on the back. So if you're looking for any of these to add to your cart or maybe looking through your own collection, you can just search those item names and hopefully you'll find those quite easily. So that's something we'll be doing with all of our Quad of the Month Club packaging. So you'll get this inspiration each and every quad stencil that you receive. Then the other fun thing, and this was because you guys asked and we listened and we love to do that. So many of you have been using our new storage, so our perfect pouches to store your quad stencils, and you were saying, gosh, we'd really love to have a label to label our newest quad stencils. And so every Quad of the Month Club is going to come with one of the labels that has the name of the product on it. Now, if you're not familiar with our perfect pouches, this is what they look like. They have the grommeted holes in the side, so they fit in our big binder. And then they open up right here with a flap. You can place your quad stencil inside. You can also fit extras in here. So some of our quad stencils have extra items with them that, like a clear stamp set or dies that coordinate. So you can put those in there. You can put some of your favorite paper colors that you know you want to use with this. Lots of different things and ways that you can store these. Then we can just put our Surprise Party in here. Somebody did give a really good suggestion. I don't know if you saw this on the, I'm gonna try it actually, if you saw it on the page, Susan, but somebody said if you put a little bit of our powder tool on the back of your label before you slide it into the little label pouch, it slides in a lot easier. So I thought that was a really good kind of tip there.
I didn't, but everyone loves the label.
It does, it works.
And they love the back, all the inspiration on the back.
Good.
So they're loving the new touches.
Good. Well, we want to make this extra special for those of you that put your trust in us. Obviously, sight unseen is not always an easy thing to do, but Thank you for putting your trust in us that we're going to give you something super cool that you're not going to want to miss out on each and every month of this club membership. All right, so that is the surprise party stencil. It is 4 layers. I have one here that I've already used, so we're going to use that as we create today. And we are going to be creating this set of cards that you can follow along with, and you can recreate these, of course, in any number of color combinations. The thing I love about this particular stencil is the big bold patterns really lend themselves to pretty much making up the card for you. All we've done is add some sentiments and a few embellishments, and I'll give you some ideas of if you want to step it up, you can do a shaker element, lots of different ideas. And then, like I said, you can customize them to whatever colors. So let's say you want to make some boy cards. Let's talk about Susan's set, which leans more towards the boy masculine colors with the greens and the blues. And I'm going to pull in some of the products that Susan used because we won't be going through these particular cards today. But like I said, all of the products are listed out on the back of that packaging file once you get it. She used the Happy Hooray stamp set for all of the sentiments. And then there are coordinating dies to cut those out. You can see she left me lots of extras. Thank you, Susan. Lots of extras in the back to work with later. So that's Happy Hooray. And then to embellish these, a few things. We have the A2 thin frame stacklets. These are a great tool to have in your toolbox when it comes to decorating a quad. They add just a really nice frame, kind of bring your eye into the center focal sentiment, and they're super easy and fast to pop on there. She's got a couple different sizes on these 2 cards on the right side. Then for some of the sentiments, she used this set of banner stacklets. What is it called, Susan?
Oh,
Sentiment stacklet? Oh, I should have looked that up ahead of time.
I get caught up on it all the time.
It's this set of just 3 banners that you can use to cut out sentiments, but she used them as a flag to kind of highlight the sentiment itself.
Double-ended flag.
Double-ended flag stacklets. Yes, that's what this one is. And then she also used our stitched circle stacklets in several different ways. So that's this guy here. A good simple basic to have on hand. You can highlight the sentiment with a vellum circle like she did on these 3 projects here, and then also cut a layer out of the colored cardstock to layer the vellum over the top. One other thing I wanted to mention about Susan's cards that's super fun to do as stencils, especially with this particular design because it's so bright and happy and fun. Our Happy Medium glitter pastes are really fun to apply through one layer of the stencil. And on Susan's cards, if I hold them up a little bit closer, you can probably see that she has applied that glitter paste through the dark blue layer of the stencil. So first applying the ink and then scraping the glitter paste through the stencil using a spatula, and then letting that dry, of course, before you assemble all the cards. But I thought that just pops it a little bit more. You get that pretty sparkle on just one of those layers. Of course, if you wanted sparkle on more than one layer, you would need to wait for this sparkle to dry before you put another layer of the stencil over the top. So sparkling all 4 layers is probably going to be difficult and not worth the effort of waiting for it to dry.
I was going to do that.
You were going to do that? Well, I mean, if you have a lot of time.
In 4 days.
Yes. Start on Monday and blend. Then Tuesday you glitter the first layer, and Wednesday you glitter the second layer. Somebody can do it. I just probably would choose not to. So let me open this up so you can take a look at that. What that looks like, that silver glittery paste. Without the light shining right on it, it just looks like gray goo, but it's super sparkly and adds really a lot to the texture and design of your cards.
It really surprised me how I don't know. I was surprised by the end result of how that looked over top of the blueberry.
Yeah.
I had tested it just off to the side on a scratch piece of paper, but I really liked just the tone that it gave to the blue.
It does.
Kind of changed it a little.
Gives it some interest and yeah. All right. Well, you guys will have that inspiration on the back of your packaging, so you can refer to that when you get the stencil in the mail. And now we are going to start by creating these projects. Yay! Whitney's bouncing off the walls.
I'm excited again.
All right, well, the first step to creating any set of cards with the quad stencil is to actually blend the stencil itself. So as I mentioned, this is a 4-layer stencil. For those of you, if it might be your first time, I'll point out a couple of features that you might not be aware of or you need to be aware of. There is an etched guideline all the way around the outside of our stencils, and that is for the paper to align the 8 by 10.5 sheet of paper behind that etched guideline. You only have to do that with the first layer, and then you can use the alignment squares that you see along both sides to line up each subsequent layer. Now, one question we get a lot is why the 8 by 10.5 paper? Well, I love simplicity, and to me, it is more simple to then take your 8 by 10.5 piece and cut it in half both directions, and that's going to give you 4 A2 layer panels that each size at 4 by 5.25. However, if you prefer, you can use an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and line it up exactly with the outside edge of each stencil. And then the only thing you have to do after you blend it is cut off the outer edges all the way around and then cut it in half both directions. So it's just saving you one way or the other, and it kind of depends on how you prefer to do it. I do it with the 8 by 10.5, and we also sell what we call Create in Quad paper packs on the Tailored Expressions website. So you can get them already pre-cut to the 8 by 10.5. We store these in with our quad stencils in our perfect pouches so that they're ready to go whenever we want to blend a quad. They come in the sugar cube, which is the white that I'll be using today, and also they come in toffee. And I'm sure when Heather does her quad club live, she will be using toffee. I should also mention that Heather illustrated this quad, and so I think she did an amazing job, and we're all gonna love using this for years to come for all of our birthday cards. Or if you don't want to use it for birthday, there are several panels in here that you could use for other celebratory occasions. Okay, so because my placemat is kind of more horizontal, I'm actually going to blend horizontally so that I can take those alignment squares and not have kind of the top falling off of my placemat. So as I mentioned, I am going to align my cardstock behind the stencil. I'm going to rip off a little bit. I'm using my Tailored Expressions teal tape, and I'm going to fold my end under so that I don't lose track of it. And then I put it on my hand just a little bit to take away some of the stickiness because it is pretty tacky. It just makes it easier to get it up when we need to. Okay, so I am going to align around that etched guideline, and you'll see why in just a minute here, but I only have to do this step once. So actually I should have probably taken myself 4 pieces of this tape. We'll grab one more. I love having tape that's a little more tacky than less tacky. There's always ways to make it less tacky if you want to, but if your tape starts out not tacky enough, there's no way to get it more tacky. So, all right, I'm gonna take now my tape runner and I'm gonna place a little bit of adhesive on the back of each quadrant, and I'm gonna place that down on my grid paper placemat. Then we are going to take our pencil or pen, whatever you have, and I'm going to mark the squares. I like to color the alignment squares in. I find it easier to pick them out of my grid paper placemat if I've filled them in. And then with the help of these alignment squares, our paper is going to stay on our grid placemat because we put adhesive on the back of our cardstock. And when it comes to moving to layer 2 of our stencil, we can line up the next layer with the alignment squares and our paper stays in the same spot the whole time. So that's why you only have to do this alignment around the outside edge with the first layer of the stencil.
Genius. Brilliant.
Doing it. All right, let's grab our ink stand. It is a must when blending. Don't you guys agree?
Yes.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I love it, and I'm not even a crafter. I'm a full-fledged crafter. I'm a half-fledged crafter.
You're basically full-fledged.
You're getting
I saw
there.
You yesterday.
I'm getting there.
So I chased ink pads around my desk for way too many years before Brianne came up with this wonderful invention so that we don't have to use two hands to blend. Now this hand is free. Look, it can eat snacks. Here, let me get my mini mitts. Whitney, where are my snacks?
Oh no. How is it that we have no snacks? That is kind of unusual.
That is, I
We
know.
usually
I
have
didn't
so
bring any
many.
crafty snacks in today.
Yesterday we tried that marshmallow-topped peanut butter cups. Ugh,
Ooh,
I've been dreaming about
yes.
that.
It was good. Have you guys, anybody out there, have you tried the marshmallow topped
Reese's peanut butter cup?
peanut butter cups? They're an Easter exclusive, I heard. And Letitia, who works in our stamp production department, she found them and shared with us yesterday. So I found this year Easter was a dangerous holiday for me for candy, that I wasn't
Yes.
really expecting it to be, but I found lots of new seasonal favorites. The lemon Kit Kats are a new favorite. I may or may not have ordered 4 bags from Target online before they... I did.
Well, I have a confession to make because mine was 2 bags.
You did?
No.
Oh, of what?
Mini Cadbury
Oh.
eggs. I don't like the big
Ooh.
Cadbury eggs, but those little I don't even like chocolate.
I know.
But those mini ones were.
Delicious.
Ugh.
I blame Lori Craig for that because she
got
brought
the-
those to
yeah, it's
Stamp Joy.
Lori.
And I also bought 2 bags of the mini Cadbury eggs.
I let those sit
and I don't
for
eat
like,
chocolate either.
over a week, and I had one, and then I was like, oh, I didn't need to know those existed.
Yeah. They were different kind of chocolate. I
yeah.
guess apparently Cadbury has the best chocolate and I just didn't
I
know
didn't
it.
know it. Yep, that's what I got.
So the ink color
And I
that I'm
didn't-
using, somebody asked, is Cookie Monster. Starting with the Cookie Monster on layer 1. This particular stencil, I don't think it's going to matter too much what order you go in as far as layer 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of our stencils, it does kind of help if you go in the exact order that we have listed it out for you on the stencil. For those of you who don't have any quads or all of our stencils are this way. They are etched with the item number down in the bottom right corner. And so it has the item number -1, -2, -3, and -4 for the different layers of the quad stencil. Okay, now I'm going to stick with just one ink color on this, but something you'll see myself and the designers do quite often is use multiple colors of the same tone of ink on one layer. So you could choose to come in here with maybe blue raspberry, something a little bit darker to give it some shading on some of the edges. We'll do that on the next layer. I'm going to use 2 colors, but that is always an option if you want to get more dimension. But if you want to save time, then stick to one color like I did on this one, and it turns out just beautifully. Okay, so as I explained before, we're going to now remove the first layer of the stencil and make sure that our paper stays tacked down to our grid paper placemat. And then we're going to come in with layer 2. And here's where that etched item number is. If I can get it towards the light here, there it is. There. You can see that -2 at the end of the item number. Now we're going to use our alignment squares to line that up. We're also going to use our visual cues from the background, making sure that that next layer falls into place just where we want it. Now some of our teal tape is still tacked down to the back of our paper, and so we can use that to hold the stencil in place, But as we continue to move on with layer after layer, I find that it does lose a little bit of its tackiness each time, and I like to put just one more little piece on each side. Nobody wants their stencil to move on them. Okay, so second layer is going to be pineapple. Pineapple ink on that second layer. And this is the one we're going to get a little bit of extra dimension by adding in a second color. And I'm going to do that with candy corn ink, which is orange. Now this one I did not put on the supply list, the candy corn ink, because again, you don't have to use multiple colors of ink on each layer, and I wanted everyone to know that you can really keep it simple and still end up with beautiful projects.
This color always reminds me of summer.
Summer's coming.
I'm so excited. I can't even wait.
This week has been kind of a prelude to summer because I feel like it's been beautiful outside, and we've done lots of dinner on the grill, lots of playing outside after we get home at night, and kids seem happier.
They're getting that vitamin D.
Yes, I feel happier.
We made it through another winter.
Yes. Now, as I blend, you might not pick this up just by watching, but I always try to talk about how I blend in both directions, both clockwise and counterclockwise, as I'm going around in circles on this cutting plate or this stencil layer. And that's because if you went in the same direction every time, your most intense ink is hitting only the one side of the stencil, and then it's getting less intense as it travels the other direction. So I try to pull it both ways so you're getting equal ink application across the whole opening of your stencil. Now, if you want that shading, that's one way to get it, is to just follow one direction when you're blending. What? Whitney?
What?
Perry says, I thought summer was here in Colorado, except for now they have snow again today. Whitney moved here from Colorado, so I like to point out that, you know, you could have snow today if you still lived in Colorado.
I know. We had snow last year, or 2 years ago now, in June.
Oh.
No way.
I was like, holy moly, it was brown grass and everything was like delayed in growing because it was so snowy. Ugh.
I don't like that for you.
I know. I'm happy right now.
Or anyone who lives in Colorado. All right, so now I have my candy corn ink with my Bitty Blender brush, and this is where I'm going to take and just add a little bit of that darker color to give some dimension to the yellow layer. And you'll really be able to pick up on this when I take the stencil off and you can see the shading a little bit better. But again, this is a step you could easily skip if you want, but it does add some nice dimension. Especially when you're doing things like florals, I feel like using multiple colors on a layer, in that case, for me, is a must. Would you agree, Susan? Do you?
Yes.
You also use multiple colors most of the time.
Yeah, I feel like it gives it just such dimension and life. Otherwise
Yes.
It's a little flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I think
That's what the bitty brushes are just great for.
They are. Yeah, that's why I think with florals in particular, because they are, you know, normally live things
Yes.
that have many color variations to them, it just makes them look more realistic.
Yeah, but it helps with something like this too, but definitely flowers. I think the one that released this week, we did a lot of
Yes.
2 tones on. Yeah.
So how many of you picked up the Ever in Bloom quad that released this week earlier? It kind of feels like forever ago that Tuesday was, but
We've had a busy week.
It has been busy around here.
We've been creating all the things.
We have a fun little brainstorm session happening later today. So the product development team gets to hang out and share ideas for upcoming releases. So that'll be fun. That's kind of what we're planning after this. Okay, so let me pull up this layer and you guys can take a look at that yellow and orange combo that we did on this layer. Ooh, Mary's just working with the Ever in Bloom quad right now.
Fun, Mary.
Can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see you, Mary. You're coming here next week, I hear, and I'm very excited. Okay. Third layer is going to be lollipop. So I've got that lined up using my visual cues. You are going to have some overlapping on these two quadrants. You should not have any overlapping up here. So important to make sure that your words and letters are lining up. Can't tell you how many times I went through each line and spelled out the word happy and birthday to make sure that my eyes didn't skip over any letters that I thought were there.
It happens.
Oh, it happens. I know. I've done it before. We have several, most of the time we catch them before they ever move out to customers. But I've had a few of those mistakes in the past.
But it just happens when you're trying to work like from the center out or the... Yeah.
Yes, especially when you're laying out a sentiment or a phrase in a certain order. You don't always start with the first word. Sometimes you start with a word in the middle and then you build out your sentiment from there. And then you forget a word.
So would you like to laugh at me?
Yes.
Yes, to giggle while you're blending. So the signs to give directions to the small town where my wedding was I spelt my name that I had for 23 years of my life.
Your last
wrong.
name?
Mm-hmm.
You spelled it wrong on your wedding signs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
only
funny.
on one.
Only on one.
I made like 4. Like different, intersections to get people into the small town.
That's
my
amazing.
brother in his suit had to retrieve the sign to make fun of me for years.
Oh.
Went down in a ditch, got the sign, wrapped it
That's
up for me at
funny.
Christmas. It's really nice. But when you're just, sometimes your eye, like when you're doing
Yes.
stuff and you're like, I was trying to center everything on the signs really nice. I forgot an H, so.
Oh, no.
We have a really great memory of that from our childhood. My mom made a lot of our birthday cakes growing up, and we've got a picture of one that says Withy on the top instead of Whitney.
I feel your mom. I understand. These things happen.
She forgot.
She was probably
The
so
N.
tired. She had
Whithey. Withy. So
the
yeah.
best part was that nobody said anything until we got the
Picture
photograph.
back. Yes, that was the best part.
You didn't even know it at the time.
No,
No.
we
Well,
looked.
that's even better.
Yes.
That's even
No one
better that no
noticed.
one noticed. My brother noticed right away.
Oh yes, tell us your stories. Have you misspelled anything that you should not have?
Oh man,
And-
that's tricky.
Did you get called out on it?
Oh, I do all the time because I'm a math person, not a spelling person. So that's what they kept testing it to, but I know how to spell my last name. That situation.
We had a sentiment years ago in a set that I believe, we did catch this one before it went out, but I remember it being it probably sticks in my memory because it was the first time I remember making a mistake where something had already gone to production and then we had to redo it right away at the end. But it was this hippo running on a treadmill, and it had that sentiment that said, does running late count as exercise? And it was like a belated birthday card thing. Well, I put the word count in there twice. Does running late count as exercise? And nobody noticed it.
It was on 2
Yes.
different lines, so that's how your eye doesn't see it.
So anyway, that's the
Now we
first
read
one I can
backwards,
remember.
Right?
All right, so there's layer 3. Now we'll move to our final layer, which you guys will be very proud of me. I used purple, and it's even not my normal purple. It's jelly donut.
Wow, look at you growing.
I know.
Growing in 2023.
I mean, I thought if there's anything indicative of a surprise party, it's this color combination.
Mm-hmm.
It is bright. Okay. Oh my gosh, Rachel. Yes.
I know.
So a business here did that one time, and I saved the email for years and years because it made me laugh so hard. So Rachel, if you didn't read her comment, she said she sent a business email once and said, instead of saying sorry for the inconvenience, she wrote, sorry for the incontinence.
Oh, that's tough.
That's a tough one.
Oh.
That is a tough one. And easily, I mean, especially with the spell check that changes your words.
Yes, that's the hardest thing nowadays, I feel like. I always have to double check that spell check hasn't changed it.
A lot of times when I'm texting about my daughter Maddie or texting something about Maddie, it will change it to Maddie, even though she's Madi. And then it makes it look like I don't know how to spell my daughter's name.
Well, what about tailored? Every time I put in tailored expressions, it wants to change it to tailored. Tailord.
Yes, it does.
And it drives me nuts. I'm like, no.
For a while there, they would always spell check and change cardstock to yardstick.
Yes.
That one, it doesn't do that. Does it do it on yours?
Well,
Mine stopped
it
doing
tells
it.
me it's wrong. But
I probably changed it so many times that it started to understand that I wanted cardstock and not yardstick.
What is this?
Siri is not that smart, Candy says.
Truth.
Pam says, my boss's last name spell checks to topless.
Oh, no. Yeah, that one's to definitely gotta be aware of that.
Yep. Yeah, gotta catch that one. Oh, that's funny.
Look at your purple looking so pretty.
It is. Love it. This purple pad is nice and juicy, probably because I don't use it that often. Like, this is coming off real nice and fast.
I love your heavy hand.
My
My arm would be sore because it would take me like a half hour to get there.
To build this up.
Yes. I'm just such a light.
There's good things about that too.
My shoulder doesn't agree.
Okay, this is the big reveal. Ready? This is the best part of blending a quad, is this final layer and peeling it back and seeing your beautiful creation and how your color combo came together. And
I wish I was Vanna White in this moment. Are you ready?
Here we go. Surprise!
Woo!
It's a party.
Oh,
And there's 4 more stencils for you to wash, Whitney.
yay! I love washing stencils.
All right, we'll peel that off of our placemat now, and we can take these pieces off the back.
The party popper is my favorite.
Yes, we should ask everybody what's their favorite quad. Which quadrant is your favorite?
I like the fireworky one. Or
one?
whatever. What would you call that?
Yeah, asterisks maybe,
Oh,
or
that's
it
my
kind of
favorite.
does look like fireworks. It would be pretty in a 4th of July combo.
Yep.
That
I
one,
think it's totally birthday, but that's my favorite.
these two are more generic to not party themed, so they could be used for lots of occasions too.
Yes.
Obviously, this one says happy birthday, so we're going with
Well,
that.
what do you got to chime in on yours? Whitney and I said.
Oh,
I like
well,
them all though.
I do. I like them all. I think I like the party popper also. It's unique. It's different. But I love the spell words one. That's unique too. We don't
And
do
we
a lot
haven't
of
done
words
that.
in our.
No.
We haven't done words in our quads before. Oh, Susan's got ideas. She's brainstorming over here. What other words can we do?
Oh, it's an O. Dang it. It's an O.
Well, that's okay. See,
Oh,
Heather's
start
have
out.
all the inner pieces
true.
come out of them.
True.
So, okay, here we have our 8 by 10.5 piece, and we're going to cut this down now. If the adhesive on the back bothers you, you can always just take your finger. It kind of rubs off like this. Sometimes I like to leave it on there because eventually I'll be putting this into my Misty and might appreciate having some adhesive on the back, but you
That
can.
repositionable tape is back in stock.
Is it really?
Yes, I'm so excited. I saw it downstairs and was like, we need to pick up a couple more of those. Those are great.
Well, go get them now before everybody else does.
I know.
Just teasing.
That and the thin tape, right?
Just teasing. You guys go ahead. But yeah, Whitney's talking about the repositionable adhesive tape runner that has been out of stock for a while is now back in.
I love, it's Louise Shaw. She says
Yes.
she owns In the Garden. I own 2, just in case.
Yes, girl. That's how I do it
I
too.
love it.
2 of the In the Garden triple slim stencils.
I
Yes.
assume that's what she's talking about, but I just like her
Just in
lightheartedness
case.
about it. Just in case.
You know, because
Have to
everybody
have it.
everybody needs 2 of all the stencils just in case.
Isn't that what Jill Hawkins does?
Yes, she always says just in case too. And she'll say, I hid these in a really, in a spot where I knew I'd find them later, just in case. And then she can never find them later. So she ends up texting us where she hid things so that later when she can't find them.
Oh,
that-
she does.
Oh yeah, Heather has a whole list of things that Jill has hidden in places.
Oh,
That is a
funny.
good
So,
friend.
When Jill's like, where is my whatever? Heather's
I
like,
hate when I'm like, I know I put it in a safe spot. But where is the safe spot?
yes.
You know?
It's so safe that you can't find
I can't
it.
find it. That's my problem.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and get to making these. I'm going to clean up my desk. I know, can't even believe that. I moved my ink pads away and my ink stand and my blender brushes because we're done with those. So my thought with these, when I was using these colors and finished up with the blending, I thought, look at that pink and purple and teal. We have embossing powders in those colors. So wouldn't it be fun to emboss our sentiments with these 3 coordinating colors? So these embossing powders are made to match the ink colors. So we have Lollipop Sparkle. If I open that up for you, you can see the beautiful pink with a little bit of the silver sparkle in it.
That makes me so happy.
I love the sparkles.
Me too.
Then the Jelly Donut Sparkle, another really pretty color. And then the Cookie Monster, we released before both of those, and it does not have any sparkle in it, which I kind of appreciated on my projects when I ended up being finished with them. It wasn't too much sparkle in your face. So there's the Cookie Monster matching embossing powder. So we're going to start by stamping our sentiment, which I used.
Can I ask you a quick
Yeah.
question? Someone asked if they can watch this video back again later. And they can, right? It's just on your regular
Yes.
Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's just under the videos at the top.
It'll be on the regular Tailored Expressions Facebook page under videos, and you can watch it back as many times as you want in the future. So, all right, so the stamp that I'm using is On the Block Happy. This has been in our collection for a while, so raise your hand if you have it, because that's exciting. And maybe if not, it might be something you want to add. It does have a coordinating die to cut it out, which we'll also be using, but it's a nice big image or sentiment and takes up a good amount of space while still allowing your eye to see the beautiful pattern that you created behind it. And the style of it works with just about anything. Especially works well with the lettering on this happy birthday portion of the stencil. So I'm going to take a large piece here. Oh, sorry about that. I brought my Misty
Did you
somewhere
leave your
else
Misty?
and I left it.
Let me get it.
Take it. I'm usually good at that.
Well, I don't know where the teal one went, but I was using that pink one earlier.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. I like my teal one. It makes me happy.
It does. Let's see if I can get a clean
That's okay. No, it doesn't have to be super clean. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to do something, and I'm going to see if this would make Susan... Oh, hello. Need some...
Which
no.
would make Susan cringe when we talk
Yes,
to you?
I was going to say, would this process make you cringe, or would you be up for doing it this way? So I'm going to show everyone how I stamp and emboss, or stamp and pour the embossing powder over each of the sentiments before heating them. No, you think you've done that or would do that?
Yeah, like if I'm mass producing, I'll do like 2 or 3 of, like if I'm doing like Christmas cards or something, I might do 2 or 3 before
Yeah.
I go to the heat tool. I wouldn't do that with the VersaFine Claire, but you're working with Versamark.
Yes, it takes a
dry.
little
Yeah.
longer to dry.
No.
I'm using 3 different colors of embossing powder, which is where I thought if you're a little bit accident prone or,
Yeah, that's me.
yes, do we call it klutzy or clumsy?
I say it, Klutz is my middle name.
Then, oh my goodness, what? This was not like this like yesterday.
I don't know.
It's the humidity.
Is it? It made it expand
know.
and
I blame everything
I
on the
mean-
humidity.
that's a good guess. All right, so I am putting down a little powder from my powder tool, and then we'll start by stamping the first layer of the happy, or the first happy with Versamark. And I'm gonna go ahead and emboss one of these in each color of the embossing powder. So we'll have 1 Cookie Monster, 1 Lollipop Sparkle, and 1 Jelly Donut Sparkle. Oh my goodness. It's like a mouse went into my, or a witch.
Oh.
It's like Halloween.
I am so ready for Halloween.
Already?
Yeah, I think I went through some of our Halloween products yesterday and was just like, I'm ready to craft for Halloween now.
Okay, so let's take the Jelly Donut Sparkle. I do like to shake our sparkle powders because sometimes the sparkle can get, I guess, what word am I looking for?
Like, come together.
It gets stuck on the outside of the jar. So by shaking it, it kind of brings it all together. All right, once I get my powder on there, I like to give it a few taps to get the excess off. And that's where you really see the usefulness of the powder tool, because we don't have any of the little powder bits on places where we don't want them. So there's the jelly donut. Important step, dump this back in before you begin your next color.
That's important.
Yes, otherwise you will have multiple colors of powder on your little sheet.
Did you need her?
Thank you, yes. Could I have Marilyn?
Yes, she was feeling left out.
Everyone welcome Marilyn Monrobot. She's gonna clean up the little leftover bits of powder so I don't have that scratchy surface. I don't like that. Okay, so now we're gonna move back to our Misty here, and I'm gonna shift
More
my
importantly, you have to contain the glitter.
truth. Okay. There we go. So I just kind of closed that lid to see if it was in a proper position before I ink this again. The middle happy is going to be, I wouldn't say troublesome, but it will be the most difficult to put our powder on. The middle one and the bottom one, I guess. So we don't want to pour the powder over the top of our already powdered sentiment. All right. So we'll do pink on this one. Again, I'm going to shake that up nice and good before I use that powder. And then I'm going to hold my paper like this, and I'm just going to pour my powder so it falls down over the top of my stamped word. So we'll go like this. The goal is to not overlap the pink powder with the purple powder. I think I achieved that goal. We'll tap it off, and then you can see how that one looks. And we'll do this one more time with the Cookie Monster. And then we can heat all 3 of them at the same time. One more time for Marilyn.
You're gonna be well glittered today.
I know. Do I have glitter on me? You guys, I'm sure will tell me all day long that I have glitter on my face.
Anytime we play with glitter, I feel like.
All right, let's see how that one looks. Looks good. We'll put our magnet down here. Candy, yes. She says, I have to heat one at a time, otherwise I knock powder off of the other ones that I did. And that is possible. So you do you. Speaking of you do you, shall I show you my cup? I have my Hydro Flask here that Miss Jill Hawkins personalized for me with you do you on it. So I love it. It's got my purple drink in it today so I can be well caffeinated for our surprise party this morning.
I love a surprise on a Friday.
Love
Top
it.
that week off.
Yes. I agree.
Okay, so we'll do this again, just holding our paper down and pouring the powder over the top of the sentiment, and then we'll tap, tap, tap to get those little excess bits off. And we have our 3 sentiments ready to heat emboss. Get my lid. Something is, no, okay. I was going to say something is wrong with this lid. I had a hard time getting it on earlier. But it was just me. User error. Okay, I'm gonna get my little mini mitts out, and this will give me an opportunity to tell you guys that the mini mitts that were previously available in our advent calendar and at our Stamp Joy virtual event are going to be available for everyone. So if you didn't get one yet, or you need an extra for snacking while you're crafting, then they will be available this week, along with a few other products from our virtual event. So these are made from silicone, and they protect your fingers while you're heat embossing so that you don't burn them.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. I'll let the heat tool heat up just a little bit here before I come to my paper. And as soon as I see it turn shiny, I'm just going to move right along. I don't want to overheat it. Look at that. No burned fingers at all. Okay. Like to shine it up to the light, or hold it up to the light at an angle so I can see that all of my sentiment is shiny and I didn't miss any pieces. Oh, good. We've got lots who love the mini mitts.
And your mug.
Oh, and my mug. Yes. I think you can do that on the Hydro Flask website. I think you can personalize it with whatever you want. Yeah. I didn't know that until she gave me that. And I was like,
you can
oh.
do it on the Yeti one too.
Oh, you can.
My husband did it for his team.
I feel like Stanleys are the new thing. Do you have a Stanley?
Mm-mm.
No. Whitney?
They're the new cups.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, yes. Someone said this looks like a card panel on its own.
Oh.
I agree.
Well, I didn't intentionally space them out perfectly, but
Hey,
if I did, it could
happens.
be. All right, so we're going to send this through. There we have our purple happy. Poke out our little centers, and you can see that turned out beautifully. So what's everybody's weekend look like? Outdoor time, fun, anything fun? I mean, you guys can weigh in if you want. I was asking everyone who's watching, but...
I get to go have sushi and the Iowa State University fashion show.
Oh, fun! Is one of your daughters doing that?
She's not doing it yet.
Okay.
But, you know, she's just a freshman, so, I mean,
Yeah.
that could be to come. So, because she's in fashion design.
Yes.
So.
That is really cool. So the people that are in that major, they make different outfits and then they do the whole runway bit.
It is a whole runway bit. And usually
Wow.
there's even like a sponsor, like one year it was like Abercrombie and yeah, it's like a big name comes in and then also has their new wares for the summer and it's always
Fun.
people dress up and it's like a big deal. It's kind of fun.
That is cool.
All right, well, I'll need a full report on what's fashionable for summer.
You get everything, all of it. It's fun. What are you doing for the weekend, Taylor?
Oh, well,
Are we gonna hang out, play with the dog?
Whitney and I are taking a trip tomorrow. And then Sunday, taking care of my parents' dog. Oh, and packing. Fun stuff.
Yes, all the fun things. Izzy Boo Boo has opera practice this weekend.
Oh, Whitney's daughter made the children's
Yeah.
opera.
It's
Or
awesome.
it's actually an adult opera, but they have maybe a few kids that are participating.
Yeah, it's the Des Moines Metro Opera or something. Yeah.
Yes.
It's her first year doing it, so we'll see how it goes. But she's loving it. She learned all of her songs in French.
Oh,
Right? I'm shocked at how much these children can absorb.
yeah. Don't ask me to
It's
learn
amazing.
that much new language at my age.
Yes.
I know a little bit of Spanish and nothing else.
Yep.
That's amazing, though, that she can
I know.
do that.
I don't know how they do that.
Okay, we are going to go ahead and get this party wrapped up
Woo-hoo.
by putting our projects. Oh, wait, I have to stamp my birthday. So the other product that I paired with this large On the Block Happy is our on repeat birthday. So several years ago, you guys remember the innovation of simple strips, I'm sure, that have the alignment squares that allow you to easily cut out all those sentiments in one pass. Well, this was an extension of that idea where when you mass produce for occasions like Christmas and birthday, you might want more than one of the same sentiment. So we did 8 different birthday sentiments that you can cut out on this one stamp with the alignment squares. And then you can pair them with any number of happies that you have. So this is with the On the Block Happy, but we also have, what's that other one? Get the Word Out Happy.
Mm-hmm.
Goes great with that as well. You're so bad at names.
I am.
I am going to emboss this because I embossed all of my happies, so I want my birthdays to also be shiny. And so I use my powder tool. I have my VersaFine Clair ink. This is a pigment ink that stays wetter than a normal dye-based ink, which allows you to pour clear embossing powder over the top of it. And then you have black embossed sentiments without the mess of black embossing powder. Love that.
Okay, Anna wins. Anna wins.
What did she win?
Her first grandbaby's on the way. So, like
Oh,
this weekend.
that's this weekend.
I think she wins.
You have fresh new baby plans.
I need fresh baby. I need to hold it.
Oh, that's so exciting. Little baby feet and
Oh,
The best. The best.
And the smell of new babies.
Grandbabies, I've heard, are the best because you can give them back.
Yes. I know. I still use the same lotion on Henry today that we did when he was born, but he doesn't smell the same. It's like the baby smell. It just, I don't know. It doesn't, it smells like lotion, you know, but also just fresh and sweet. Now he
what
smells.
is that? Like, does
I
that
don't
just
know.
wear off? I wonder
Yes.
what month
It's
that
sort of
wears
like
off.
the new car smell that just
Yeah.
wears off. Now he smells like dirty boy and he needs to shower every night. All right, beautiful. Again, no mess of the black embossing powder, so we don't have to worry about any of those little flecks of black that happen when you use black embossing powder. We just simply have the clear that makes it shiny over the top of the black ink. Hooray!
I know. Yes, it's the best, isn't it?
Now we'll take that coordinating die to cut these out, and you'll notice on the die that 4 of the sentiments are going to be cut out with flags and 4 of them are cut with flat ends, which is kind of another fun feature of our on repeat stamps and dies, is that you get a little bit of both. What are the other on repeats that we have? I know we have Christmas and we have New Year's and birthday. Is that maybe?
I've forgotten about New Year's.
Oh,
So
holidays.
Holidays.
So you can say Happy Holidays or you can say Merry Christmas. Both options.
I should just go to the website. That would be great.
Christmas, birthday. I think that's it. Christmas, birthday, holidays.
All right, we'll pop all of those out.
Here.
I feel like I might need to invite Susan up here to help me put these together because I looked at the clock. It's already 11:02. I mean, I don't know how long everybody was planning to party with us today, but maybe you can
We're an
help.
all-day party here on Fridays.
Can you help me by putting adhesive on the back of those?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so I have some of these that I did ahead of time that already have the foam adhesive on the back. And I'm going to use the pink one on
So you already did the pink
this
and the
one.
aqua.
I did all 3 of them,
Oh.
but I needed 2 of each one. So for my cards, yeah. And then Whitney, I need to bother you for a piece of lollipop to do that.
Yes.
And you used this one, correct?
I did, yeah. Okay, so we're going to put our happy down on the bottom of this project. I like to hold it with my tweezers because when I get my thick fingers in there, I can't always see if I have it straight. So move this way, and then I can visualize that going right there. Oh, except it's too far over and not centered. Anybody else do this in their craft room?
All the time.
Hem and haw about
Yes, about where
straight
it's,
and
yes.
centered, and then you put it down and you're like, maybe it could have been a little better, but we're gonna go with it because now it's down.
It's half down, yeah. That's what I love about the foam adhesive. It's very sticky, but sometimes it's like, oh, wait, I want you back.
Yes. All right, we're gonna take a few little pieces of the foam adhesive and we're gonna put that on the back of this. I think it's 4 inches if you're cutting it, Whitney. And we'll place that down right below the happy.
Yeah, we really love foam, don't we?
Yes. Susan usually has a whole big pile of like
I'm-
leftover foam backings. It's like you collect it while you create.
Well, now that we have that really thin stuff, I feel like I can use it more now. So now I'm kind of gone crazy. That 1/32, we've almost been through a full roll since we released
Oh
it.
yes,
Yeah.
I know. This is all that's left of our
Yeah,
thin foam
Mongo.
strips.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I'm really thankful for that.
It's
stuff,
you,
seriously.
Susan.
But
You're-
I use it at home too. I'm very thankful for that stuff because I don't have to worry about it. This
Yes.
one is purple or jelly donut, and it is
Oh, you
even the
already
backing.
peeled it.
yeah,
Okay,
it's good enough,
awesome.
So.
Okay, so we're gonna move to the fireworks style here, and I'm gonna place this strip of lollipop cardstock down. It looks like it measures about 1.5 by 4 inches. And then when we put our happy sentiment over the top of that, it'll just pop a little bit better. Place that down.
I think we did a little too much chit-chatting today.
Maybe, but that's the fun, right?
Right.
I know. I actually asked Whitney and Susan to be in here at the last minute because I thought I'm boring alone, so.
Oh,
You are not.
No, I just thought it'd be more fun to have a party together where we get to chat and create instead of just me talking.
Susan and I always want to come too. We always want to join the party.
I do. So we were happy to be invited.
Okay, good.
I don't have my nails done. I was worried you said you're gonna have to come join me, and I was like, oh no. Can't join you.
Can I have a little bit on
Oh my
this
gosh,
here?
yes.
Thank you. Well, I need
Oh,
the
you
scissors
want that?
too, I guess.
Go
All
ahead.
right.
Sorry. I can go get my own
You're
scissors.
helping me though, so don't be sorry.
I can get my own scissors.
Okay. So we're going to put another couple of foam adhesives on this one.
Any of them I've done, the backings are off too.
Okay.
while I'm at it.
So don't put a piece of paper over the top
Well,
of them.
I just wanted you to know. Because that's something that takes a while too. It's just peeling everything.
Peeling it, yes. All right, happy and birthday can go down here. I'm going to save the embellishments for last. So if you want to move to another foam taping job after you're done with that,
I'm
you
almost
can
done. One more.
put the thin foams on the back of these guys that are done. Okay, so we're going to save this one for last. So this is the kind of unique one where I stepped it up just a notch and did a little shaker element behind a piece of vellum. So we'll do this one here and then we'll finish off with that shaker. This one has 3 of the happies. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Another good one for this particular pattern. There's lots of white space in this polka dot pattern, so it can handle all of those sentiments on there. And
Gives you a blank slate. It's a good one.
I think I went happy over here. And then this happy. Oh, sorry, you've got the teal one.
Oh, I'm almost done. Oh, but I gotta peel.
That's okay.
Very close. I get
We'll
a little
use this
carried-
one as a place marker.
I get a
so.
little carried away with my foam, I think.
So just so that I leave enough space in there for the other one, I kind of offset it so that the H is hanging just slightly off of the edge over here, and then the Y is slightly off of the edge on the right side, and then the center one is centered. Okay, so
Here's my file.
your little pile of backings.
So these, you want them?
Yes, please. Okay, and then we'll do,
And you just like 4 down the back, right? That's what.
yeah,
That's what.
that'll
I do
work.
too.
Happy, happy, happy.
Do you want the backing removed?
Sure. While you're at it.
Well, I've got a big mess going on, so we might as well add to it. And do you remove all 4, or do you do the 2 in the middle like I do?
Oh,
Or
I
just
do
like
all of them.
4? Yep. It's hard to get sometimes to get in there and peel them, but
Do you do that just in case that you
I
put
get
it-
wonky.
You get wonky and then
Mhm.
you can get it up easier?
yep. Exactly.
All right. This one I used a lowercase birthday, which will be great and good and lovely.
And we're seriously going to be out of this roll when we're done.
There it is. Candy says you should sell foam that can be die cut to pop up sentiments. And we do. We have die cuttable foam adhesive. They're called foam
Strips.
adhesive sheets, I think.
Yeah. And we
Yeah, and if your piece is small enough, you can die cut the thin foam strips.
Yeah, we've done that.
So we've actually done that where you can take a die and cut the piece out of here. Of course, you'd want it to be fit on there.
Yeah, and you want to leave your backing on, but yes.
Yes, leave your backing on, please. Okay, so there's that one. Or where did it go? I gave it back to you, didn't I?
Which
Okay.
one? This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, this guy. So
Okay.
we have 3 done now. Here's the one we just finished up. And now we'll finish the little shaker portion. And we'll put them all on card bases.
So yeah, don't give me the one that you need to die cut yet. I got scared for a second. I was like, oh no.
Okay, so I'm using the second largest size of the stitched circle stacklets, and I'm just going to place that down kind of top center of my panel. Grab a piece of Scotch removable tape and we'll place that over the top. And then we can die cut that out. Oh, look what I did.
Uh-oh. Oh, see, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
That's the bad part about removing the backing.
Okay, so we die cut this, and now we're going to take and make sure that the pieces are lined up, and then I'm going to take a little bit of my teal tape. Put it on the back here of my hand. Make sure that all my letters line up. And then I'm just going to lift this and kind of push it underneath so that I can see that, well, maybe that's not going to work. I think if I pick it up and tack it down, that should work.
Can I just
Okay.
go ahead and put these on card bases? I'm not sure they need to.
Yeah, yes, the card bases are right there. Okay, so if we put that little bit of adhesive there on our piece, when I put this onto a card base, it's going to ensure that this die cut piece falls exactly in the center of the space where then I will pop up this outside piece over the top. So we're going to take our purple card base, jelly donut, and I'm going to put adhesive only on this center piece here.
Okay, you're looking.
Here it is, sorry. I am at the stage of the live where everything is everywhere and I no longer know what's happening. Okay, so I want to stick that down really well, and then I can peel up this outer portion, and then we're going to make our shaker element. So I can also take up the little pieces of teal tape that were kind of holding this in place for us too. Now we need our vellum to cover the shaker hole, just like this. I'll go ahead and put some adhesive around the outside of the circle. And then we can adhere the vellum over the top of the circle. Now on this particular shaker, it has a lot going on with all of these words. So one, I wanted to kind of soften the words in the background by using vellum instead of acetate. So that's one little tip that you can try when you want to kind of create some contrast. And if you have perhaps a busy background, then that's one way that you can make it a little less visible or break it up just a little bit. The other thing I didn't want was a shaker that shook a lot. I wanted something thinner for my foam tape so that you can see the fun shaker bits behind the vellum.
And if it gets kind of caught, it kind of stays.
But it
in
stays,
place.
yeah, it stays there and it's not, super shakery. So we're gonna use our thin adhesive.
I'm so proud of you making up words. That's my thing.
Shakery?
This is all you have left.
You mean
So
that's
use
not a
my-
word?
I don't know, but I just. I saved.
Oh, this is all I have left.
Well, and there's these two.
Yes. Okay. Well, I might need more than that then. I'm gonna
Cut it.
cut it. We got to get Whitney on top of that.
Yeah.
Getting us some more.
Well, I can go grab some.
No, it's okay. Unless it's out of stock.
Well, hope not.
All right. So we're gonna build up that shaker frame around the outside here. Making sure that the different pieces that I'm laying down are butting up against each other so none of my shaker bits will fall out.
Yeah, because we have the other small squares that we can use too.
Oh, true. We do. Never out of adhesive here at TE. Always have something that could work.
Yeah, but we want them to be the same depth, so I'm only gonna leave these here. I'm gonna hide the other ones.
Oops. And I'm gonna take those. Nope, I'm gonna take these. I love being able to trim these apart to whatever size and length and that you want them.
I find that's the one. All the 1x3s are the ones I reach for the most in my room because I just use the scissors.
Cut it down, yeah.
I got it.
Oh, she's our savior.
She got it?
Guess what?
Good.
There's still a lot in stock.
Okay. Still plenty for everyone.
Okay.
We didn't take the last roll.
I ran as fast
I
as I
can
could.
tell.
You
All the way
did.
down to the warehouse and back.
Man, I didn't
You're
intend for
impressive.
you to
Got my
get a
exercise.
workout. But now you don't have to go to the gym.
I know.
I mean, just do
It's
that
like a
like
win-win.
a
If
few more
only it was
times.
that easy.
Yeah. Do that 10 more times and then you don't have to go. Okay, so we're gonna place this over the top of our shaker area. But first I'm going to take and put some of my shaker bits into the center here. Maybe I kind of want to do this. My card is flopping open just a touch and I can't have that. So we're gonna pour, these are our sparkly stars.
Do you want the scoop spoon?
Do I have the scoop spoon?
Yeah.
Yes, I want the scoop spoon.
I love the scoop spoon.
I think the scoop is back in stock
Nope,
too.
It is. 'Cause
It
I got
is.
it finally. I got it. I'm bringing it.
She got it. This little spoon is,
I didn't know I needed it in my life, but I needed it.
it's a lot of fun and helpful,
Helpful, 'cause it
especially for
doesn't
these
around.
situations. So there we go. You can put a little bit of the sparkly stars in there, maybe a touch more. And then I'm also going to take some of our confetti dots. And this is where it gets a little bit tedious because I don't want all the colors. My card doesn't have orange in it or red. So I'm just going to take the colors that do match, the purple, the pink, the yellow, and place them in the circle with the sparkly stars. I didn't use a ton of these. But I do this quite often. I don't know if you do, Susan, but I'll pick out the ones that I want.
All
and
the time.
it's sort of like your ability to customize your shaker mix.
No, I do the same thing. I even do it with some of like our sparkly stars, the red, white, and blue ones.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well,
Gives me
I
some
feel pretty good
variety.
about that. So now I'm just going to move it around a little bit because like Susan mentioned, it can get stuck where it's at because we don't have, you know, a lot of thickness to allow for it to shake around.
But that is good.
That's good, but you do want to spread your stuff out.
Yes,
so
you do. Ask me how I know. Do you remember the time that I had to take a piercer tool to get in there and 'cause I
like
had
poke
things
it
piled up?
around
Yeah,
and
I do.
yes. All right. Take our backing pieces off of this then, and we're almost done. Lots of good little tips and tricks and things to try that you might not.
Sorry, because I've been doing foam. I don't even know if I've missed any questions. I gotta look.
Oh, Candy says the spoon is out of stock.
Again?
Bummer.
Definitely sign up for the
The restock notification.
That's what I had to do because I waited. I think I waited
a
a
while.
while. So we won it. Just gotta get it back in
Yes.
stock.
All right, so there it is. We place that over the top. You can see it shakes around just a tad. Then we've got our happy in the lovely purple that we're gonna put here.
Someone asked about that star trinket, and Whitney told them it comes out on Tuesday.
Oh yes, that's another one of those
Yeah.
things that you can get on Tuesday. I saw somebody else asked if
Yep.
my little containers were Tic Tac containers. They are not. I got these fun things from Stamp and Storage, and maybe you want to grab the whole tray and I
Yeah.
can show what they look like. So I've kind of gotten to where I'm putting our clay pieces and sequins into containers like this because they take up a lot less storage space. They're easy to dump in and out, where the baggies that we sell them in aren't always the easiest. So here's what it looks like, and the containers come in large, medium, small, and tiny, I think. I don't think I got any of the tiny. I think this is actually small, this is medium, and this is large. So if you're looking at these, just
Which the large is that a whole bottle, or do you have a
the
couple
large,
of
I
them?
have multiples
Yeah,
in
I was
here.
gonna
So I
say,
was gonna
most
tell
people
everybody
might-
that
yeah.
if you have one pouch of material from us, whether it's clay or sequin, it'll fit in this medium size really well. If you have multiple pouches of the same one like I do, then I put them in the larger ones. And then this tray just fits in my little storage system. It all is lovely. I know we all love good organization, and that has made me happy recently. So we're almost there. I promise I won't take up your entire Friday. The mini foil machine is going to be available soon. Oh, I don't know. I didn't realize it was out because I think we got a shipment
Yeah,
not too
we
long
got-
ago.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So we must be getting more of those, I would guess. All right, so there's that happy birthday. Let's bring them all back in here, and I'll just kind of tell you about the last step. You don't have to watch me adhere small little gems, but on my original projects, I used drip drops, which are our original drip drops, are kind of an iridescent sheen to them. They look like little bubbles. They do have a higher profile on them, but what I was planning to use for this card and what I wanted to talk about was this little freebie that is happening on the Tailored Expressions website. It started on Tuesday, so if you've placed an order since Tuesday, then you may already have these. They were free with a purchase of $75 or more. I do know that they are low in inventory, and once they're gone for the special, for the freebie, they are, we're not restocking those. So I know there were more when I came on this morning, but I do know that they are low in inventory. These are our silver glitter drops, and they are basically like saturated concentrated glitter in a faceted dot. So they have a little bit lower profile, actually
Yeah,
quite a bit
that's-
lower profile than the drip drops, which makes them a
Agreed.
nice option for mailing. And you can just kind of pick and choose. They also go really well with the sparkle embossing powder now that I'm kind of putting them down and around on the project. So yes, that was my plan, was to kind of embellish these with the glitter drops throughout the background. And again, I think I'm not going to make you guys watch me adhere all those little dots, but I at least wanted to talk about these since they are available through Sunday or while supplies last with an order of $75 or more.
I really like them.
I like them too, and they're a little, I said this on my live on Tuesday, that it's a little sneak peek of what's to come. So if you're getting an early peek at a new product at TE that's going to come in lots and lots of fun colors. All right, everybody. Gail, oh, thank you. Always fun watching you create. Belinda asked if we will stock the glitter dots later. Yes. And yeah, the scoop tool, I don't know when it's going to be back in stock. Or, I'm sorry, I feel like, yes, I know I am Taylor from Tailored Expressions, but I don't know all the
You don't
answers.
have to walk to the warehouse anymore to know
No,
all these
I
things.
don't do the product ordering, and so I often don't realize if things are out of stock or know when they're coming back in stock. I just know that they do an amazing job of getting the products back in as quickly as we possibly can. So
And the notification literally works.
yes,
Like,
those
when they put it
restock
on the
notifications, you'll
you
be the
get it.
first to know. As soon as inventory goes in, those emails go out, and those people that signed up for them are the first to get those restock notifications. So, all right, you guys are going to be getting your quad soon, and we can't wait to see what you create with it. So, share with us on the Fans of Tailored Expressions page. Post your projects, and I would love to see what you create. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week on Tuesday. It's going to be a fun one. Bye-bye.